Well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Let me make sure that everything is good on YouTube. Make sure all is well. Hey, everybody. Good morning. I need to make sure that we're live. Make sure that everything I need to see here is here. Everybody okay this morning? Let me go over here. Give it a minute for all the platforms to introduce let the people know that we're here. I need to turn this off because I turned on my ringer. Hold for silent. There we go. I turned on my ringer while I was at home and off of school, but now that I'm back at school, I can't have all that. Can't have all that noise. Can't have all of that noise. Yep, I do have what we need going is going right now. How's everybody doing this morning? It's 8:30 and we're here for our morning call. Yep, y'all see I'm back in my office, back at the school. It's school time. We back to school today. Hey, Janae, look at you. Buenos dias, girlfriend. Buenos dias, mi amiga. ¿Cómo estás? I'm back to my protein. This actually is really sweet. I've been doing in the middle of my fast. I am fasting, trying to fast sugar. Well, not really sugar like in its entirety, because that's, in my opinion, almost impossible. But I've been not doing sweets, cookies, because they're my favorites. Desserts, I'm trying to leave some of those off. So, but that protein shake feels really sweet. Hey, Tanya, good morning. Good morning. Got Tanya here, got Janae here, Miss Marcia. Good morning, Miss Marcia. You been doing okay? Been doing okay? Okay. Trying to make sure I can see. I'm on the smaller screen, so it feels like everything feels like it's all condensed and crunched. It's like everything's crunched into these little screens. At home, I have the big screen and the big screen, but everything feels a little. Oh, Ward made it this morning too. Good morning, Ward. You weren't first this morning, sir. I'm looking over here because that's where the screen is with all the stuff. But estoy bien. Estoy bien. Okay. Y'all can see the chart. I can change down to 5 minutes so we can see. The price this morning on SPX is at 69.46. We are right in all-time highs, right? All-time high yesterday. Basically, we hit it yesterday and we still in the same area, right around 69.50, I believe is where we close, where SPX, I say we, like it's really me. And it's SPX, it's not me, but I say we because I feel like I spend as much time with SPX as anybody else does. So I say we because it feels like me, right? Feels like SPX is a part of the family. It's like we're like long-term friends. I've been with them, they've been with me, right? The high of yesterday, SPX went as high as 69.48 and some change. 69.48, 69 was the high of yesterday. See that big old monster green day? I'm gonna take these off. So this was from my trade of the day video I made yesterday. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but I want to make sure y'all be looking at those trade of the day videos that I post on YouTube. I'm getting into the rhythm of doing them every day, but I want to make sure that people are watching. Okay, if I'm gonna do them every day, I need you to be watching so that I know that my labor is not in vain. I don't want my labor to be in vain. All right. Okay. So anyway, this was yesterday. This was yesterday. Notice there was a gap, and my anticipation, I said this in my video, anticipation was that once the gap got filled, there was going to be maybe some resistance, and then it would pull back. And no, yeah, SPX. I don't like to say that there was a bit of a pullback, but I don't like to say that stuff gets manipulated. But SPX did some movement yesterday that was unnatural and abnormal. So sometimes you can only say it's manipulated because it wasn't based on anything else. All right. This is yesterday's price action. There was a gap up in the morning. Let me turn off some of these indicators so that so many things aren't clouding up the chart. Um, I kind of want those things, but let me close off. I kind of don't need the VWAP, but I'm going to leave it there so that way we can see what happened there. Okay. Anyway, price opened up yesterday. Okay, come on, help me, work with me. Price opened up yesterday. There was a gap up opening. Price pulled back just a little bit into the gap, definitely just a little bit, and then it went on. Captured VWAP went up, filled the gap. Price filled the gap, went up, hit this pivot, 69.33, and it did pull back quite nice. Made you look like it was coming back down, came down, lost VWAP, came down as low as 69.09 after going up as high as 69.34, right? So it was a nice little pullback, a 30-point pullback, 25-point pullback, nice pullback to believe we were, kind of coming back to maybe come back to for some more of the gap. But then you got a nice, I think the president or somebody was talking in the morning, nice little wicking down here about 11 o'clock. It started to wick. I'm going to show us on the 30-minute chart so you can see this nice wick here. Definitely an indication that it was trying to turn. And the next candle was an engulfing candle going the other way. It came down and hit this pivot. There was a pivot here. I want to say it's at 69.11. Yep, this was a pivot at 69.11. Hit that pivot and rejected it and went right on back. And from that point forward, from 11 o'clock, it moved onwards and upwards. It took a little bit of a break at the high of the day where it had been earlier, around 69.34. Took a little bit of a pause there. That's all it was a little bit. And this is the 30-minute chart. So it chilled there around 30 minutes, gave us a nice doji. Still was a 2 up candle, so it still showed that it wanted to be going. Just took a little break at 1 o'clock, and then it got back on the horse and started moving again, right? So when I look at the 1 hour chart, we kind of talked about this a little yesterday. Had a basically a one down, one up, but this is both one candles, which are kind of indecision candles. I'll call them indecision because they're inside of the previous candles, but the one candles really do show that there's a kind of like a coiling, if you want to call it, or a compressing. And then once they pop one way or the other, you kind of got to wait to see. In this case, they pop to the upside and ran and ran. Price went on up, and then at 1:30 we get up to this high point, and then it just basically chilled for the next 2 hours and did nothing. But you weren't sure. I'm sure SPX was tired, but it got up here to 69.50 area, just below 69.50. Couldn't push above there. 69.50 was like way beyond the expected move, which would have been like 69.20, 25, but 69.50 was way beyond the expected move, or what would have been the expected move. And there's a lot happening in here. But either way, we traded it yesterday. Made a few dollars. Hey, Wink, made a few dollars. You in DC this morning? Is it cold in DC? Made a few dollars yesterday on the put credit spread, call credit spread. Once your trades get ready, when they're ready to close, you have to close them because this price action here, when price pulled back yesterday, when it pulled down here, then we closed the call credit spreads that were up here, saw a reversal, put on some put credit spreads and rolled those back up. I did have 69.45, which I ended up closing because they were breached, and that's what my trading plan says. If the price did end up closing at 69.44, just below that, but I had already closed them because I was practicing good risk management We are in the midst of a risk management and fitness challenge. We're practicing good risk management in our community. We got our entries down, we got our criteria there, but our final frontier is good risk management, which includes sizing and exiting, because risk management is not just stop losses, it's also knowing when to go, knowing what sizes to put on, knowing when not to trade, when to trade, those kind of things. No, it's not cold. It's not really cold down here either, even though it's supposed to be winter. It's like in the 50s. I want to say it did tell us down here it's in the 50, in the upper 50s, maybe 60s. It's warm down here in Florida, actually. Well, good. DC's not too cold. Okay, cool, cool. That's where we are. That's what yesterday did over there. So let's talk about what's going on today. The VIX is at 15.04. Again, we are at all-time high on SPX. So we'll trade where we are, trade what we see. According to the people who analyze, they say we're going up a little higher. So but we trade what we see. Though we're not, though we might have a little bit of a bullish lean with it, rock with it. Might have a little bit of lean. We still trading what we see. Okay. Trump says Venezuela is going to turn over up to 50 million barrels of oil to the U.S. Trump says he'll control the money from sales of oil sent to the U.S., estimated to be worth 2.8 billion. Stock futures slipped from records with jobs data ahead. Hyundai isn't just making robots, it's making subscriptions. Venezuela says it has the world's largest oil reserves. Don't doubt that. There's a catch. Warner Brothers rejects the latest Paramount bid. It backs Netflix again. AI fatigue leaves investors focused on S&P's other 493 stocks. How about that? Mid-sized U.S. firms turn more gloomy about the economy. Did y'all see how IWM ran yesterday? I need to go back to a chart because I was looking at IWM yesterday, and that motor scooter talk about getting on a horse. IWM got on a horse. That's in the pre-market. Let me go to yesterday. IWM don't run like this. But yesterday, this is the IWM chart from yesterday. Y'all see this? So, can somebody look at here? Somebody look at here. This is IWM yesterday. IWM came out the gate, hit a hammer, and ran. 3-1. This is the 30-minute chart. 3 ones in a row, compressing and moved. I want to move it. This is the 1 hour chart from yesterday. One candle and just kept moving. It took a break in the post market, pulled back a little bit in the pre-market, but it's a 3 candle right now. IWM is like, we got places to go. I got places to go right now. We'll see what happens there. For those who are trading IWM, it did a bunch of moving yesterday. You see IWM, this right here, IWM don't move like this, but yesterday, and then you look back after the move like, bruh, coming out of this 1 candle, this is a nice move here for IWM. Good thing about IWM, the contracts are not expensive, but this is like a $3 move from 253 to 256. That's like a $3 move on IWM. That's why I feel like some stuff get manipulated, because IWM doesn't move like this. It's the Russell 2000, small cap. No one stock is in here. Maybe it's first of the year, people moving their money around. I don't know, but to move $3 in a day for IWM is unheard of. Don't unheard of. Okay, I'm going back to where I was. I just had to show y'all what was happening over there. Let's look at the CNBC, the futures. Dow futures is green, up 50. S&P futures, NASDAQ futures are both red. Oil and 10-year bonds are red. Stock futures are a little changed after S&P 500 Dow rallied to fresh highs. Generally, though, when stocks hit a new all-time high, they do pull back. When I say S&P stocks, S&P, when they or stocks, when they hit an all-time high, they generally pull back. So, um, yeah. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a bit of a pullback. SPX is has been on a rally for 3 days, and it probably needs a bit of a pullback just to get a little rest. But we trade what we see. That is that was the futures. Europe has a good mixed bag. Stock 600, FTSE, and FTSE Milano, all red. European defense stocks rise as Denmark moves to rearm Greenland. DAX and CAC are both green. Okay, let's look at Asia. Shoot, that's going to jump to the wrong thing. Okay, Asia. As soon as you get on top of something and hit the button, it goes to the wrong screen. Trump freezes family aid. Okay, so let's go see what Asia has to say. Today is the first day on campus, so people are starting to move around in the office. And my office faces the front door of the building, and I have a glass. Nobody's coming to see me, of course, because it ain't that time of season. You know, it's a little first day. Nobody's coming to see what Professor Pinkleton is, but I see the traffic. That's why I keep looking this way. ASX 200 and Shanghai are both green. Nikkei, Nifty 50, and Hang Seng are all red. Asian defense stocks pull back amid mixed regional trading, geopolitical uncertainty. Okay. Crypto is all red except for Dogecoin. Bitcoin is at 92,000, Ethereum 3,200, Solana, XRP is at 2.25, Dogecoin is at 14. Alrighty, I think that's all I wanted to see there. Let's go see about the meetings happening today. Today's Wednesday. ADP non-farm employment change. Let me refresh this and see if there's anything I need to see here as far as numbers go. 41,000. It was forecasted to have 49,000, but it was at 41. The number is red. I'm going to assume that that's not good. ISM Services PMI and JOLTS job openings at 10 o'clock this morning. So anticipate that. Red folders at 10. So keep that in mind for you when you're placing your trades this morning. Keep in mind that some data is coming out at 10 o'clock. Factory orders month over month. 10:30 crude oil inventories, which should be like an orange folder at the minimum, probably is red, especially now that we're talking about taking Venezuela's oil or whatever. 110, we got FOMC member Bowman is going to speak. Tomorrow morning, we do have some pre-market data as well. Unemployment claims will come out. So keep that in mind as you're doing some overnight stuff, okay? Investing.com. Non-farm employment, 41,000. It was previously down 29,000. They thought it was going to be 49,000 positive, but it was 41,000. Anything else coming today that's not on there? Nope, nothing else there. Okay. Let's go check out if there's any earnings here that we should be mindful of. Nothing of note. Apogee, MSC, and Albertsons. UniFirst was all before the open. Constellation Brands is after the close. I kind of can't see. It's blurry here. AZZ, PriceSmart, Richardson Electronics, Saratoga, RGP, Franklin Covey. Those are all aftermarket today. Tomorrow morning, we got Acuity Brands, Neogen, Helen of Troy. Nothing that's jumping out there. Tilray will be tomorrow. Tilray will be tomorrow after market closes. Okay, let's go see what Adam had to say for the morning. Adam says, yesterday was a perfect trend day in SPX 69. In SPX 6910 reclaim was a long trigger given. Targets were 6936. Let me move this so I can see it because right now it's further away than I want it to be. And I need to be able to see. Okay. Targets were 69.36. It was hit. 69.43 hit. 69.48 hit. And this has been the exact high since then. Now, bulls must defend. The plan today is 69.40, 69.32 are supports. Recovering 69.44, see 69.48, 53, 59 to 61. Dip if we get less than 69.32. The difference between ES and SPX is 41 points. Okay, SPX range, XSP range is 693 to 696. Okay. Yeah, definitely. IWM does not move $3 in one day. These are SPX numbers. I take Adam's numbers and change them to SPX numbers. When you go to Adam's page on his Twitter page, his numbers are in ES. And then I tell you the difference between those numbers is 41 points between ES and SPX. So you subtract the 41 from his ES numbers, and that gives you SPX. What I provide is SPX, which is what I say here at the top, the trend day in SPX. So I give SPX numbers. Adam gives ES numbers because his tweet says that. And then I change that to say SPX. Then all of my numbers are SPX. If you're trading XSP, 693 to 696 was going to be your range. Give yourself a little room. If it dips below 690, 693, you may have a little more room going down. Okay. All righty. Put your numbers on your chart, right? We got the targets that were hit. If 69.40, 69.32 are your supports, 69.44 recovery, see 69.48 to 53, 69.59, 69.61. And then we dip if we're below 69.32. Where are we on the chart right now? Hey, we're currently, somebody waved at me. 69.44 is where we are on the chart right now, where we're talking about, nope, sorry, that was yesterday. SPX 500 is where we are on the chart right now. 69.47 is the current price of SPX in the pre-market. All right, so 69.44 at this point has been recovered. All right, yesterday I put out a trade of the day video. I've been seeking to do one each day. Now, I won't be doing one. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do the next 2 days. I'm actually going to be traveling the next 2 days. I'm going to be traveling Thursday and Friday. So, I don't know what I'm going to do from a video standpoint those 2 days, but stand by. But the ones that I have, watch them, okay? I put out videos. I want you to watch them. Let the ads play. Let the ads play. Yeah, let the ads play. Even though when I watch videos, I always hit the skip button. But as a YouTuber, I now let the ads play. Let the ads play. Why should you let the ads play? That's how the person who is on the channel gets paid. They get paid from the ads playing. Okay. Janae says it was a good video and your strikes were good. Thank you, girlfriend. Thank you, girlfriend. You know what? I used to do the trades, my recap of the week. And when I got to the end of the week, I would be overwhelmed by all the stuff from the week. I would be overwhelmed to put the video together because it felt like it was a lot. And then the video would be like so long. And I didn't want super long videos, even though my trade of the day video still be 15 to 20 minutes. But I don't feel as overwhelmed when I do it by the day. So when the trade of the day videos, I think I can keep that up. So when y'all see them, y'all watch them, okay? Do that for me. Let's go back to the charts before I go there. I want to go back to the charts before I start talking about the membership, okay? All right, let's go look at SPY. I feel like a fish out of water. I don't know why. I've gotten into the rhythm of sitting at home doing this. And now that I'm back in my office, I feel like I'm discombobulated. Like my stuff's usually here. I got my setup at home, but now the setup feels different. Even though I'm doing all the same stuff, it just feels it don't feel the same. So I'm having to manage myself. Okay, so y'all give me grace. And I'm keeping that in mind because anytime I transition from one space to the other, I have to keep that in mind for my trading as well. So I have to remind myself that I have to transition myself as well. Yesterday, SPY closed at 691.82. It's currently at 692.21. So it's up about 40 cents. Okay, it's up about 40 cents. So a little bit of a gap up today. So um, there's that. All righty. For it to push, something's going to have to happen, right? We're at all-time high. And the only way you push at the all-time high, there has to be a catalyst. Something has to push it. And the pushing higher comes from buying higher. In order for prices to keep going up, somebody has to be buying at these prices. So what would make somebody buy at all-time high? Generally, people sell at all-time high. They don't generally buy at all-time high. So I'm just saying, trade what you see, baby. But don't assume just because you're at all-time high prices are automatically going to fall because that you can't make that assumption either. All righty, because institutions buy as well because they're like, okay, we're in a bullish market, in a bull market, let's buy. And so you don't assume that just because it's high that there won't be buying because that's not true because institutions need to reposition first of the year too. And the way they reposition is they buy. That's what happens. So what moves the prices of the markets is not little people like you and I buying and selling. That's not what moves prices. It is institutional buying that moves prices, and they have to reposition. It's the first of the year. So trade what you see. That's really my point. All right. 623 on triple Q, 623.47 was the close yesterday, currently at 622.94. So again, about 40 cent drop down today on triple Q. That SPY was up a little bit, triple Q is down a little bit. So there's a bit of a gap there. IWM, I think we looked at already, but let me go ahead. Ooh, look at that green over here on IWM. Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy, Lord of mercy. Heavens of Murgatroyd. Huh, okay. Whew, you when you y'all ever look back and be like, I missed my entry. Yes, I was watching too, but you look back like, and then I thought it was gonna hit something and stop. And I saw another entry and was like, this is probably tired. Child was $2 more after the entry I saw. Anyway, 256.07 was where it closed yesterday. It's at 256.37, so it's up 30 cents from the close yesterday. We'll see what happens. I mean, talk about repositioning. That's what is in not industries. That's what the groups are buying, basically repositioning. IWM is up as well. Okay. Alrighty. Membership is going. Oh, it's open. I'm offering, for those who are in the membership or wanting to come and visit the membership, that kind of thing. It is, you can pay for a year if you'd like to pay for a year instead of paying every month. Some people who are in at 147 may want to just pay the whole yearly 997 and not have to pay every month. 997 is a huge deal. It saves you about $500 for the year if you just pay the 997. Copy trading is going fantastically. We made $50. I keep saying we, even though really it's me. I made $50, and the people who were trading with me also made $50 yesterday. Some people made a little bit less because the fields are $5, maybe up or high. Some people make more, some people make less, but it's around $50. I made $50 yesterday, and people around me made about that. Okay. Either way, there was profits. There were profits every day. We're profitable. All right. That's really what I need you to understand is copy trading is profitable. All right. Janae says that fear and greed is at 52 despite the Greenland talk. Yep. So the membership is going, copy trading is going. They're both going simultaneously. We're just making it do what it do in these streets, in these trading streets. All right. Here's our trader declaration. I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses and my account is growing steadily. I am a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I can't see the rest of that. Where's the rest of it? I'm a level headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotions. There we go. Go away from there. Oh, there we go. This is how I'll do it. Ay, ay, ay. Perfect. Oh, no. I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others in Jesus' name. Amen and amen and amen. All righty, everybody. All right. I want you all to, first of all, have a great green day. Okay. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. I want you to have a good green day. I want you to trade what you see. Please trade what you see. Okay. Don't assume anything. Trade what that chart shows you. If you're in something, let's get it and get going. This is still not the space to be riding all day long if you don't have to. Get what you're going to get and say deuces. All right. And I want you to get this money. Stay green and get this money. All right. Y'all have a great green day. I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.